Commissioner Dr. Jason Glass is a finalist for the position of superintendent with Baltimore County Public Schools. He's one of 4 finalists for that job, and until that decision comes down, he will continue to serve as Kentucky's Commissioner of Education. His contract here ends September of next year. In a statement sent to us today, Dr. Glass said, "I am proud of the work we have done to prioritize meaningful student learning, innovation, and collaboration with communities. At this point in my career, I am seeking a place where our family can put down roots and where I can have a long-term and meaningful impact on an educational system. I look forward to the next steps in that process." Our Isaiah Kim Martinez is following this story with that next update coming up today at 4.
Gustavo is just really pleased and over the moon of how he's come back. He's shown all the positive signs. So it's on to Baltimore and crowd cakes. Here we come.
That's right.
Yep.
Speaking of Baltimore, Kentucky Derby winner Mage is officially Preakness bound. Mage's owners all smiles in a video posted this morning. His team says he has had a magnificent week of training, and that trip to Baltimore will mean the Triple Crown is still on the table. Across the river, Dr. Christina Box has decided to retire from her role as Indiana's State Health Commissioner. The role will be filled by Dr. Lindsay Weaver, who is the state's Chief Medical Officer. In a statement, Dr. Box said the past 5.5 years have been filled with challenges and opportunities unlike any that the public health has ever encountered. And public health workforce across the state has met those challenges with a heart and determination that have inspired me every day. Dr. Box's last day will be May 31st. Norton Healthcare says it was the victim of a cyber event, otherwise known as a hack. The healthcare group says it started Tuesday when the security team received a suspicious communication. In response, systems were immediately taken offline with the internet and email access disabled. Teams are still working to restore normal computer operations as quickly and safely as possible. Norton Healthcare said it has notified law enforcement, and in the meantime, hospitals, medical practices, and other facilities will remain open. Patients should arrive for those appointments at the regular times unless contacted by phone. Early voting for this year's primary election continues today, and if you're looking to cast your vote early in Louisville, there are quite a few places where you can do so. The Arterburn, Bowman Field, the Jeffersonian, Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. Then there's the Sun Valley Community Center, Mary Queen of Peace Gym, the Triple Crown Pavilion, Broadbent Arena, Old Forester's Paris Town Hall, and finally, Linden Elks Lodge 2052. Early voting is open today and tomorrow from 8 until 6. If you cannot make it to the early voting, the primary election day is Tuesday, May 16th. That's next week. Polls open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., so make sure to take a valid ID. The effort to improve policing in Louisville is returning to the former practice called community policing. But this time around, it's a new community-based idea coming from the Louisville office of the Inspector General. Our Connor Steffen explains.
Edward Harness of the Louisville office of the Inspector General will be the first to tell you.
It's not an original idea.
Rather, one he took during his tenure working under the Albuquerque, New Mexico Police Department in the midst of its own consent decree. The concept, community policing councils.
A direct outlet for the community to have access to the police department.
In theory, each of the 8 LMPD divisions will be home to its own community policing council, a board of civilian members acting as a sort of policy review body, dictating how LMPD polices various neighborhoods. Before we get to that point,
we will facilitate that communication.
The Office of the Inspector General will host several months' worth of meetings, seeking perspective on what you want to see. Harness calls this a community-based movement.
And of course, it's going to have to be statutory, and it's going to have to meet the laws and ordinances. Certain things will be out of bounds that will be suggested, but there will be many things that will be in bounds.
He admits the term community policing has caught on as a sort of buzzword over the years. Such past attempts have failed in Louisville.
Yes, because they have heard of community policing, but they have never seen it.
Bishop Dennis Lyons understands the skepticism, but backs the Inspector General's efforts.
But it definitely has to be true, it has to be real, it has to be authentic. And if it did, we will see the immediate change in the Lower Metro Police.
I don't think the police department is receptive to what we want and what we need.
Jackie Floyd, a prominent name in Louisville's Russell neighborhood, says she has more doubts than hope for the effort.
How will they be engaged in the community? And I'm not talking about old folks like me. I'm talking about the young Black males that are impacted by this violence.
Harness says convincing won't come by way of words, but by action.
And the goal is to have the community control and maintain the meetings themselves.
Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
The first of these community meetings is Tuesday, June 13th from 6 to 8 at the Molly Leonard Community Center off of North 27th Street. We have a full list of those meeting dates and times on our website, WHAS11.com. Former police leaders from other states are warning of what could come if Louisville is not careful in its negotiations with the U.S. Department of Justice. Jason Johnson's the former deputy commissioner of the Baltimore Police Department and was involved in negotiating its consent decree years ago. Johnson said that these agreements are often ineffective at fixing root issues long term and said he warns it results in losing even more officers, hits the local budget, and years under federal observation with no clear end.
Really focus on, if the concern is excessive force, really focus on that. Focus on things like training and supervision and hiring. And it's when we try to do too much at one time that you just cannot get any traction.
Johnson told us police reforms are necessary, but in order to be effective, benchmarks need to be clear and attainable.